I really didn't have a whole lot of attention and really people to go to, and just having somebody to tell me that he cared about me and he was there was really kind of the lure. I'm a mom. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I will soon have a 6-year-old stepdaughter and a 3-year-old stepson. And I am a public speaker for sex trafficking survivors. I grew up in the church. My mom and my dad, we would go a lot when I was younger. We stopped going. My mom, after my mom and my dad, they got divorced, and my mom had to support 3 kids, and we just didn't have enough time because she had to go back to school and work and all that. She did the best she could. She gave us a really good childhood. We would go to the creek all the time in Chico, and she ran a daycare growing up, so it was almost kind of like I had like a bunch of brothers and sisters around a lot, so it was fun that way. I got diagnosed with ADD and dyslexia when in elementary school, and because of that, I was teased a lot, brutally, majorly in junior high. I would get just name called, and I got spit on once, and it actually got to the point where I tried to kill myself. But I started getting involved with the internet, and at that time everybody really kind of was. But I started talking to this guy. He was 22 and I was 14, and at that time I'm thinking, I'm 14 and a 22-year-old is talking to me. I must be pretty cool. He found me on AOL and told me that he was living that he lived in Chico, and wanted to know if I wanted to meet. And the next day I got together with him. I knew back in my mind that it wasn't good, and so I didn't tell anybody that I was talking to him. So we had kind of this secret kind of relationship forming that nobody else knew about. And so I was going to school kind of normal, kind of acting like I was kind of I was going back to church and involved with stuff at my school, but I was also I got involved with him. He would pick me up, and again, he wouldn't push anything on me. Like he would touch me and stuff like that, but we didn't fully do anything until basically I said I was ready. After 2 years went by, he started having me meet other men off of the internet, and at first I didn't want to do it, but he told me that you're beautiful and you're just having fun. And in my mind, it was never fun for me, but it was just, he knew at that time. We used the term caged. He really had my mind at this point wrapped, and anything really he said, I did, and I think a lot of it was the fear of losing him. In that time frame, trafficking wasn't really known like around here. Trafficking was more known in overseas, in Thailand, in like not in really America. So like we didn't have what we have now of the awareness events and stuff like that. We didn't have that, when I was in high school. So nobody really knew, that was what was going on. The first guy that I went out with, I remember hearing, I was on the corner, and it was 12 o'clock at night, and I snuck out of the house, and I heard a voice in my head to go back, and that I knew better for what I was doing. And I didn't know them, but I know it was God warning me that things were going to get worse. After meeting up with him, the guy I was involved with, he had me meet around, it was about 2 to 3 guys a week that I was meeting up with. He taught me how to find these men off of the internet, how to go on. I would go onto Yahoo and just type in words, and I would have I am popping up about 20 at a time. But inside, like, I was just totally falling apart. I mean, lying to my family and keeping. I mean, I was in high school and I didn't know whether or not I was going to get pregnant or not, and all these other worries that I shouldn't have had when I was in high school. So all the pressure really came down on me, and especially with these men, because I never knew where they would take me or if I would come back, or so I had a lot of those thoughts in my head of just not knowing. For the 4 years that he was involved with me, he was really pruning me and prepping me and kind of gaining my trust into me basically being able to do anything that he said. Made it seem like it was a relationship, but it was very twisted. Around my 18th birthday, I was supposed, the guy that I was involved with, he was supposed to come up to meet me for my 18th birthday, and before that, there was a guy that I guess wanted me to teach him how to do these sexual things to his daughter. And for what we didn't know, like, this guy, he was asking me a lot of questions on what I was doing, and just asking a lot of just questions. And we didn't know it then, but it was an undercover cop that was trying to get information. The FBI had been using what's called wiretap. He was involved with girls throughout America, basically doing the same thing he was doing with me, finding these men, basically kind of using the internet as kind of one big brothel in a sense. And he would connect these girls with all these men who wanted to have sex with younger girls, and he was getting paid for that. And they had been tracing him for 4 months, and within that 4 months, that was when he started having me into the trafficking thing. But he had no idea that they were actually tracking him. They found out that there was supposed to be another man at the hotel that I didn't know about, and he was going to trade me into a bit bigger ring. And 6 days before I was supposed to meet up with him, the FBI comes to my door, and they told me that they arrested him. And they told me basically that what was going to happen if I would have gone. Which was weird for me, because after that I basically just turned numb and I couldn't feel anything. And my mom had remembered Nancy Alcorn. She's the founder of Mercy Ministries, and she asked me if I wanted to go. The awesome thing with Mercy is they really get into the core of everything that you are going through, and really kind of go back to the very beginning, and to realize my numbness started from the man that I was involved with, because I refused to deal with it back then. I really want to let people know that this can happen to anybody. This can be anybody's daughter, and to realize also with the traffickers, they're not the creepy, scary guy that you would think. And even the man that had trafficked me, he was a very good-looking, put together. He had a nice car. He wasn't the gangster kind of creepy guy who just, snatched me. He slowly kind of got my trust in him, and that's what he used. Prop 35 is important because it gives the girls the knowing that the traffickers are getting the justice that they deserve.